With his dad's transfer to Kansas City, James became a Union Chapel Gator in 1984. James won the spelling bee in 6th grade and was a part of Lakeview Middle School's first 8th grade class the year it opened. While at Lakeview, James was on the yearbook staff and designed the school's first yearbook cover. During his 4 years at Park Hill High School, James tried wrestling and track and field and participated in football all 4 years. James's junior year, he helped start the Trojan Hecklers. The group would travel to all away basketball games and cheer for their Trojans. James also took part in Mr. Park Hill his senior year and remembers how the entire audience stood up to applaud his Chris Farley skit. Mrs. Rogers' speech class had a lasting impression on James, and he says it helped shape his future of public speaking. After 2 years at Metropolitan Community College, James landed a job at Wells Fargo. For 12 years, he worked in credit relations, helping customers achieve goals. It was there that he also met his wife. They've been together for 18 years with 4 children. For the past 10 years, James has been with General Motors Fairfax Assembly as a production supervisor. In 2010, James's father was diagnosed with ALS. 3 months later, he passed away. James's grandfather also passed away from the disease. 10 years later, in December of 2020, James became the 3rd generation in his family to get diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's. James's older brother was just diagnosed in June of 2021. Now, James spends his time advocating and raising awareness about ALS and being a voice for those who have lost this ability due to the disease. He's been on local podcasts and met with legislatures about funding for this terminal illness. In May, James got the opportunity to bring attention to ALS by throwing the first pitch for the Kansas City Royals. It was the inaugural Lou Gehrig's Day at the K, and James's daughter was the catcher. In June, he represented the state of Missouri virtually at the ALS Advocacy Conference in Washington, D.C., where he spoke with senators and congressional representatives to advocate for people with ALS. This past October, James and his family walked during the Mid-America Walk to Defeat ALS. James's team, Bishop's Brawlers, not only had the largest team, but they raised more than $12,000 for the cause. ALS has been around for 150 years. And there are currently 2 FDA-approved drugs to prolong life, but no cure. Every 90 minutes, someone is diagnosed with ALS, and someone dies from it. Simple tasks are getting more challenging for James, and he sees a neurologist every 3 months, but he remains vibrant and active since his 2020 diagnosis. James is currently taking part in a clinical study for a drug not yet FDA-approved that may slow the progression of ALS. James, his wife, and their 4 kids live in the moment. It's the motto they've adopted. They don't look back, they don't look ahead in fear. They appreciate what they have, here and now. James, you have made the decision to lift others up in your journey, and you bring your positive spirit to your family, church, and community. Park Hill is honored to call you one of its own.
Yes, we are. James, because of your efforts to advocate and raise awareness about ALS in the community and your positive outlook on life, we are proud to present you with this plaque commemorating your induction into the Park Hill Alumni Hall of Fame.
First of all, I want to thank God for the strength to physically be here tonight. Thank you to the Park Hill faculty and staff, Dr. Coward, the Hall of Fame committee, past inductees, faculty, and staff. When I first received word of this recognition, I was reluctant and hesitant, not excited and honored as I should have been. See, I was afraid this evening was going to be another night in the life of James living with ALS. It wasn't the award I was awarding, as much as it is being in a situation that my vocal cords and muscles might not be able to tolerate. Anyone that knows me understands I'm not shy when it comes to public speaking or giving my opinion. However, ALS is slowly stripping away my ability to communicate. Every day down life and breathing, I have a choice to make, and that choice is to be a voice. A choice that no matter how dire the situation, there's always some level of control we have, be it our actions or our reactions. When your family is faced with a terminal illness, your life changes forever. It's hard and it's sad. While we can't control our circumstances, we can control our reaction and our attitude. We can step out of our comfort zone and be an advocate to bring awareness to ALS. We can share our story, how this journey has impacted our family. Time, something we so easily take for granted, is no longer on our side. We live in the moment, not any moment, but this moment. We don't fight alone, but rather as one. We fight as vicious brothers, fighting to knock out ALS. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank those people in my corner fighting this battle. My prayer warriors at First Century Church and Tiffany Fellowship. My siblings, right now in Florida, my older brother Sean, also battling ALS with their older sister Audra. My mother, who taught me at a young age the foundation of faith, that this fight isn't my fight to fight alone, and as a family we stand on his promises. To the ultimate fight doctor in a fight, my sister Wanda. No matter the cut to my ego or the body shot to my pride, she's there to pick me up. And they say the legacy of the person can be described about the richness of the individual's life. Alex and Tanner, Lindsay and Rylan, the richness you've brought to my life, being your dad, is unmeasurable, and you are my greatest accomplishment. And last but not least, my best friend, my better half, my wife Lydia. Everything good about us is because of you. Everything good about me is because of you. And everything about our kids comes from you. Thank you for being my partner on this ride we call life. And thank you for fighting with me to the end. You will always be my Uno. And our family, we always say we won't say goodbye. We say we'll see you later. And now because of this whole thing, you'll forever see me later. Thank you.